Hello, today we're going to talk about stiff neck, tension headaches, migraines, blurred vision. If you have any of those, I'd like to suggest that you try the following easy solutions. So there is a set of 4 muscles at the base of the skull, and they're very small. They attach to the first 2 vertebrae of your spine, and then at the top, at the very base of your skull. They're involved with rotation and flexion and whatnot of the skull. They also have an intimate connection to your eyes and eye movement. And if you follow me, you know that what I often say is the body doesn't go where the eyes can't see. And this is actually true. The muscles also slip in between the vertebrae, and they attach to the dura, which is essentially a rubber hose for your spinal column. So today I'm going to give you a couple of really quick and easy things that you can practice to give yourself a little more mobility in the neck, a little more range of motion in your vision. So we're going to start with head rolls, and they're really easy, and I recommend that you do them seated, you do them standing, and especially do them laying down, because you're going to really roll your head around. Really want to get those muscles to become more pliable. So imagine that my skull, your skull, hopefully you're doing this along with me or going to do it, and just, you can close your eyes, feel the head roll. Make sure that it's not your neck that's doing it or your shoulders. Make sure it's not your shoulders that are making you feel like you're moving it. You can also do head glides, right to left, front to back. Those are great. And then turn that into like a skid around on the top. Think about those little tiny muscles, just kind of giving them a little twist, little squeeze, little movement. Now you've got the head nice and mobile. You see I'm playing around with all different ways to roll my skull. Imagine your skull, C1 and C2 act like a little teacup with a pivot, and that your skull can just roll around on it. So visualize that your skull is on this pivot, and try to roll it around, and also roll it around as if you're an owl, right? It might feel it's probably going to feel stiff if you haven't done this type of an exercise before. Now we have to throw in eye movement, and the most effective way for me and for my clients, I find, is if your eyes are closed. So there are multiple muscles that come out and surround your eyeballs, so they can move all around. Most of us don't move our eyes around unless you're Jim Carrey. So close your eyes, roll your eyes around inside your skull, feel where they feel sticky, and don't just roll them back and forth into the same place, which is really easy to do, and you're tricking yourself into thinking you're moving them. So really think about drawing a big circle around your face. Bring the eyes down to the cheeks, past the midline of the nose. You're looking over your cheekbones. I actually feel like I'm more looking this way, so I'm going to pull your eyeballs out of your skull like a cartoon, and look down and around and over my cheekbone, and roll it around. And now I want to pull my eyeballs out of my skull, look around my ear, and then up and into the skull. I want to look into and to draw and trace inside of my skull and around. And then I want to try to go all the way back, and I draw a straight line all the way back to the back of my skull. Eyes are going to flutter open a little, all the way forward to the front, all the way down. Hook around your nose, pull your eyeballs out of your skull, look down around your nose, and try to peer up into your nostrils. Okay, then you can do a couple things from here. You can begin to do the head rolls, and while you're doing the head rolls, when you roll, see how far you can look with your eyeballs, and you're probably going to see you can move a little farther now. And so to give it a little opposition, turn your head I'm turning to the left, and now I'm going to try to roll my eyeballs as far to the right as I can. I'm going to roll my head some more, and now I'm going to roll up and look at the ceiling, and down at the floor, rolling my head. you can see how this would be really fun to do on the floor. That's going to unlock the neck, the skull from the back of the neck there. It's going to give your eyes some mobility. Now, know that doing this is creating a good deal of movement within the skull. Again, we said you're tugging on that dura, so you're basically poking your brain. You're saying, wake up. So it's quite possible that you will feel a little dizzy, maybe a little sick to your stomach. Like right now, I just had a smoothie and I did all that, and my stomach's not too pleased with that. And one of the reasons for that is there is a cranial nerve that we just mobilized. We mobilized all of the cranial nerves because they sit behind the eyes. But one in particular is called the vagus nerve, and that's the nerve that goes out, checks all the organs, and reports back to the brain whether something's wrong or all systems are go. And if that pathway is not clear, then that can lead to GI problems, actually any kind of problem from here down, because the vagus nerve is the hall monitor for the body. So you might initially get a little upset because the vagus nerve doesn't realize that you were just moving it into a new neighborhood. And then eventually you'll, hopefully within moments, you'll start to feel really good. I recommend doing this as often as you can, and bring this into your life. As you can see, the movements I was doing, easily done in the car. You can look all the way around the car, up through the sunroof if you have one, and if you don't have a sunroof, then look out your window, not while you're driving. You can do this in your office, at your desk, looking at the computer, closing your eyes and not looking at the computer. A lot of places that you can do this. Just sitting and resting and doing it. Laying down on the floor and doing it. Do it for bedtime. I hope this helps. My name is Carly Vernon, and I am a somatic mechanical engineer, and it is my intention to assist you in developing a felt sense into and through your whole body, giving you access to your own healing from within. Enjoy, and I hope you find this useful. If you do, please subscribe. There'll be plenty more coming.